Season 2 retrospective. A look back and the road forward. The Overwatch team has been preparing to conclude Season 2 as we gear up to Season 3, and we're incredibly thankful for all the player feedback we've seen over the past months. We'd like to take some time to reflect on this past season and give you a sense of where we're going in the future. I like that they talk about this each season. I think that's, like, blog posts like this and more information like this, I like. I really do think that the more and more they do this, it's just good to know, like, what's coming. Once again, I talk about this at the beginning of, like, a lot of the videos. I do think they need to put this type of information on the main menu so that way players know this information's happening, because sometimes it's on Twitter. Sometimes it's just a blog post that you don't know where the link is. Obviously, they could post it on Battle.net, but if you're on console, you don't have Battle.net on, like, the console main page. You don't see the news as much. So I really think having this type of stuff is, like, really important. Here's more info about what we're doing now and how we're thinking about long-term changes. All right. Rampart stormed the hero lineup. We watched Rampart very closely when he first released, including community gameplay and conversations. We started asking ourselves some challenging questions about his kit's performance based on your feedback. What was the community's first impression of his kit? Is his kit approachable? What abilities and moments are resonating with our community? What are the sore spots? The next set of questions focus more on his viability. How's he performing as players learn how to play him? What compositions is he fitting into? Are there early dominant strategies? Answers here help us decide if we want to make any changes to the hero within the first 2 weeks before they enter competitive play, which we saw right away. Right away, we could tell that Nemesis form was not strong. That was the first thing a lot of, like, the thought was, the ultimate's good if you have a Lucio paired with you. Nemesis form is not strong because they can just run away easily. So, Rampart's initial release was met with a lot of positive feedback in terms of fun factor. We saw a lot of great conversation around his kit and the overall design, but it was clear that you felt Rampart wasn't viable enough in situations. Nemesis form. At this point, there are many different factors that go into making balanced decisions, including player feedback and hero performance, though this is limited to quick play data, which can differ from competitive. That is true. With our learnings, we chose to increase his power while in Nemesis form by upping his armor and speed, which was a good change. I think that was a good change. I feel like that made Nemesis form way better. Alongside the Nemesis form changes, we also decreased the cooldown in his Void Barrier to create more overall uptime with his abilities. This is a thing we're seeing with a lot of tanks or a lot of heroes. Whenever your abilities feel like you can constantly use something, or at least have, like, low cooldown time in, that's good in my opinion. I like that. I think it plays better. We saw that when Orisa was nerfed during the alpha. Orisa was not fun to play. They changed that back when the game went live. Orisa became fun to play. Overall, this set of changes had a large effect on Rampart's effectiveness, and he entered competitive scene as one of the stronger tank picks. A big shift from his lower performance leading up to the changes. As we wrap Season 2, Rampart remains a strong tank choice, and the previous changes helped achieve some of Rampart's overall design goals. Going into his release, though, there was one ability we knew would be a risk. His ultimate ability, Annihilation. I'm not surprised by this one here. Like, with Annihilation, and Alec had talked about it a little bit during the conversation on stream. Rampart is getting nerfed a little bit. While an ultimate lasting as long as enemies are in it is very exciting, listen, I have a blast, it can lead to some unhealthy gameplay scenarios. We want Rampart to feel imposing and intimidating, but not feel hopeless to fight against. I wonder if they saw the clip of, like, me just sitting there for like a minute and a half. In Season 3, we'll be changing the timer on Annihilation so that it will tick down slower if enemies are in it. Previously pause the timer entirely and add in a cap of 20 seconds. That should eliminate many of the extreme uses and enable more counterplay while keeping Annihilation a strong and impactful ability. That's a good change. Straight up, I think that's a good change. My opinion. Good change. I like that. I'm curious to see how the cap of 20 seconds will be. It still feels like it's going to last a while. When I say I'm really curious to see if 20 seconds is going to be still a lot of time, but we'll see. We will see. I think at this point, I don't know how that's going to play out. It's still maybe too strong, but I think kind of adjusting it to now like a 20-second timer at least gives them a little bit of data on that, and they can go, okay, 20 seconds is not enough. 20 seconds is too much. My guess is it will be more on the too much side of things, but still very much a wait and see. But that allows them to at least be able to go off of that now and change the ultimate. All right, here we go. Battle for Olympus and other Season 2 limited time events. We set a goal in Overwatch to have having more frequent in-game events and unique limited time game modes. As we gather your feedback and look at whether you enjoyed different events, we expect to improve and bring many of them back in the future. Generally, we want to craft different ways to play the game and give you fun new modes and events to experience. And we want to be more willing to take creative risks for these limited time game modes. We debuted the Battle for Olympus during Season 2. We're generally happy about this mode and player feedback around it, but we do think there's room for improvement. Specifically, we did not expect that players would pursue all hero titles during the event. See, this part right here, after playing, playing WoW or playing other games with achievements, people really like to go for titles and try to achieve those titles. So I'm actually surprised to see that, because I feel like it was going to be expected that, especially when you add like a new mode, that players will go for those titles, because it's something different, especially limited time. So I'm surprised to see that. So we think some challenges were too difficult to compete in. So basically what they're saying is we think some of the challenges were too difficult to complete. Based on your feedback, we also plan to make a team deathmatch version. Very good idea. Not being able to play with your friends during that and only play deathmatch, I feel like was some of that. One of the first complaints I heard and saw right away was like, yeah, I can't play with my teammates on that one. In custom games the next time it runs. And enable the mode in custom games. I like that. And we mistakenly did not include environmental kills in our leaderboard tabulations. Zeus fights dirty at times with a giant statue on the line, but this will be corrected for any future battles. Yeah, I heard about that during like the last couple days, people were like, yeah, by the way, this isn't working towards, like environmental limbs. So I imagine, actually, I wouldn't doubt it if Roadhog actually would have had more value too, because I saw a couple of the boops off the map too with the Hog ult. So either way, I'm glad they're recognizing that there was too much to go for the 300 limbs. And that they're realizing, like, people do want to get, especially when you have, like, a new event, people want to get those titles. Titles are a new thing, and people want to get those. They want to achieve them. We also brought back the Winter Wonderland and Lunar New Year event. Millions of new players have come in to play Overwatch 2 and have been able to experience these events for the first time. But now goes to the next point. However, we've heard and understand the feedback from Overwatch veterans that these events don't feel as exciting when they come back around, particularly if you already own the event reward, as was the case for some players in the Lunar New Year event. Well, the thing is, these events were every year in Overwatch 1, right? Every year in Overwatch 1, this was happening. So I'm not surprised to see people going, hey, there's these events that we've played before, and the rewards that you're also given during that, a lot of players have those. Not for new players, which is good. The new players being able to get that stuff is good, right? Because new players are coming into the game. That is good. But a lot of, players who returned or have played Overwatch are like, well, like to see more on that one. So we are working to offer rewards that are new for all players more consistently. So for all players. In Season 3, one of our new events will offer players an all-new legendary skin. I'm glad to hear that. So basically, one of the new events will offer a new legendary skin for all players. That way, it feels like whether you're new to the game or you're returning to the game or you've been playing the game for a long time, you can get something during these events. That is good. That is a good change. And start in Season 4, our goal is to offer new items as rewards for most of our big events. Another good change. That is a good change. In my opinion. To have that stuff in events, that's a good change. Ranked updates and changes. Our team is aware of some community pain points with competitive mode and matchmaking. Specifically, matches with wide skill variations, inconsistent games, and too few and infrequent competitive updates. Actually, you're right. It doesn't mean there's going to be new skins. There's new items. But I imagine there'll be new skins, because most of the events have had skins. I guess we'll see. Good call on that one. I guess we'll see. We have a set of improvements coming to matchmaking, and we're also working on updates to the competitive system. We read about that yesterday with that blog. All right, here we go. Reintroducing credits and hero gallery update. In Season 3, we're bringing back Overwatch credits. Oh, let's go. Okay. Which have been previously shown as legacy credits and been unearnable in Overwatch 2. Now, all players can earn up to 1,500 credits as free rewards and another 500 credits as premium rewards spread throughout the Season 3 Battle Pass. We're also adding more uses for your credits, so you can choose from many potential rewards. Well, we're going to go... Listen, chat, yeah, we'll look at credits here in a second. Specifically, we are making 2 related updates to our hero gallery. First... nearly all the epic and legendary tier skins prior to Overwatch 2 launch will always be available in the hero gallery for purchase with either Overwatch coins or credits. Good change. Good change. I think everybody here agrees that with the way it was right now, having this not in the game and just having to wait for the shop for that was not ideal. Having this now to where people can actually earn those credits. Now we'll have to see what the price of the credits are. Oh, well, actually, I can see it here. Is a good change. Adding that to the game and allowing for people to be able to earn those credits and also be able to get a skin through those credits is a good change. Because the first 2 seasons, it was like, oh, yeah, that skin that like was in Overwatch was now in the hero gallery. Well, I mean, in the shop, good luck. Now, you have the opportunity there. This includes skins from seasonal event mode, so now you can finally pick up Witch Mercy, Surf and Turf Splash Torb, or Snowman Wrecking Ball any time of the year without waiting for the event to roll around. Second, we're lowering the standard price of these legendary skins to 1,500 coins or credits. So just so I understand this, right? That means that in the free battle pass, you'll be able to get, if you complete it, you'll be able to get 1 free skin a season. Is this correct? I want to make sure I'm understanding that correctly. So you get 1,500 credits a season with the free battle pass, and then it says the legendary skins are now 1,500 coins or credits, which means you're guaranteed to get 1 skin a season through the free battle pass. You do not have to have the premium battle pass to get that. Obviously, if you get the premium battle pass, then you'll have, if I do the math correctly, every 3 seasons would be an extra skin, if that's correct on that one. Based off, right off the map. So 500. Yes, so every 3 seasons. Okay. Anyway, I was just doing the math on that one. But basically, you get a skin. I like this change. For free players, once again, one of the biggest issues was progression, right? People wanted to progress for something. This at least allows you to get a free new skin a season off of whatever's also on top of the battle pass. I like the idea that you can get that now. That is a good change. I'm glad they recognize that pretty early too, that to be able to get those skins. I mean, you said only ults, because there'll be a lot of new players. There's a lot of new players. A lot of new players. And a lot of players that even returned to the game still didn't have those necessarily. So that allows for players who are returning to the game to still get some of the skins there. Like, not everybody's going to have those. You know what I mean? So I like that change. Taken together, these changes means all players can earn a legend. Oh, well, as I read that. Taken together, these changes mean all players can earn a legendary skin of their choice each season from the hero gallery skins just for playing normally and without needing to make any purchases. I like how I just went on that whole, like, discussion about that, and it's just like a small paragraph here that mentions exactly what I was talking about. We understand that some players already have very large balances of credits. Listen, I played a lot of Overwatch 1. To ensure that all players feel rewarded for the time they spend playing, we're looking into additional ways for players to use credits in the future. I'm glad to hear that too. So there's more that players will be able to get if they already have everything. These changes aren't the end of our journey to make Overwatch 2 a more rewarding game to play. They're just the beginning. We have more updates coming in future seasons, and we'll be reading your feedback to understand what's working and what isn't. So I guess we'll see with that. As we continue to move forward and grow, I do like these changes, though. I think that's an important step. That is an important step. As we continue to move forward and grow, we think it's very important to share long-term plans about game features and updates. But it's possible that some of these things may change as we continue to develop and test these plans while listening to player feedback. Generally, we want to add or improve systems that better celebrate players match to match, as well as across seasons. One angle we've been exploring is revamping our on-fire system to highlight when you're having a particularly impressive performance within a match. I don't see there. Here's my take. I don't think they should have gotten rid of the on-fire system to begin with. My guess is that, like, they're probably working on a lot of the UI changes now to get that back into the game. And obviously there's voice lines already made for it. So there's nothing. Bringing the on-fire system back is good. I think that is a good, bringing it back. It is, bring it back. Why not? Right? Bring it back. And while still in the early stages, we have begun to design work on hero-based progression system that would showcase the energy players put into playing each hero and mastering their different capabilities. Oh, this is intriguing. Okay, this is very intriguing. I'm very curious to see what this means. Does that mean that you're going to have progression you can make on each new hero? I wonder if they'll have, like... Okay, that's very intriguing. I want to see where this goes. It says early stages, so we probably won't hear about it for a little bit. But having, like, hero... like a hero mastery or something like that is very intriguing. I'm very curious. I like the idea of this. I still want to see what it is, but, like... I'm sure we won't hear about it for a bit, but I like that. That sounds cool to me. We know this is an area that you all care about deeply, and we look forward to providing more updates as we continue our work here. Thank you for sharing your support and feedback. It's what enables us to make positive changes to the game. Can't wait to hear from you in Season 3. Just one take on all this, chat. The last 2 blog posts have been really good. Like, these type of blog posts and information is something they can do consistently. It's something that a lot of people want to see. These last 2 blog posts have been good. Straight up. A lot of, like, this has been very good.